Welcome back, trippers, to week 9 of London Marathon Training Update, where I'll talk to you about parkrun course records, some great runs, and trying out some new babies like these. Oh yes. Without further ado, let's crack on. Welcome back, guys. Yes, week 9 update from London Marathon. It's right now, whilst I'm filming this, I'm here at the Licky Hills Country Park, which, as you know, is Middle Earth here in the UK, the actual real Middle Earth. So let's go and walk along, and I'm keeping this quite topical because we have the Ryder Cup this weekend, and the day that I'm recording this is Saturday the 25th of September. So it's literally a week tomorrow, or by the time you see this, it'll be a week yesterday, will be London Marathon. It'll be my second London Marathon, and to say that I'm looking forward to this would be a bit of an understatement. But it's not all about the shoes that you saw earlier. Yes, as those of you are very observant, it's the Nike Alphaflys. Yeah, more about that later. But how this week has gone, and since I last recorded and done an update, yes, I had that 5k TT at the time trial TT, in case you didn't know what TT was. The park run was my 5k TT, and with my local one being cancelled at Cannon Hill, I went to Worcester Pitchcroft, which, as you would have seen from the previous 2 videos on my channel. Thank you all for the thumbs up, subscriptions and so on. You can still give this a thumbs up and subscribe. That would be very good. And oh, it's beautiful here. I do love walking along here. That 5k was phenomenal. I mean, I absolutely loved it. There was a bit of a mishap with that camera again, not far into the start, so I had to fiddle about with it, do a cold reset and try and get it going again. And yeah, so as you can imagine, my pace dropped off a bit, but no excuses. It was still a fantastic time, really pleased. And I didn't know that park runs do age, so they do course records for, you know, whoever's the fastest man, fastest lady and so on. But I didn't know they do age category course records, and a shock to me was that I got the V60 course record for the Worcester Pitchcroft with that time of 18:55. So that was like a bit of icing on the cake. But it's not always about having the fastest speed and doing great times. It's just how I feel, and I am really loving. I've loved this whole cycle of training. It's been fantastic, and I'm coming into now this week. And as you may know, if you've been following regularly, London will be a training run for me. Yeah, I'll virtually decide I'm not going to race it. I'll see how I feel. I might pick up the last few miles maybe, but I'm not going to go all out for this because I have Yorkshire Marathon 2 weeks later. And I need to be sensible. It's not just about the Strava kudos and everyone going, oh yeah, go smash it and all that. It's about looking after my long-term health. And we all know what happened a few years ago where I ran 2 marathons, although that was within 6 days. I need to allow my body, and you know, we can't defy science. We keep hearing today, follow the science and all that, and everyone seems to follow the science on that particular thing, but not with the running. I don't seem to it seems some folks haven't quite worked out that your body can only take up so much bashing. But anyway, enough about that. Thank you all so much for the amazing comments and feedbacks on those Pitchcroft park runs, the video diary and the actual run itself, where I strapped it on my chest. But yes, you're probably wondering, where am I coming to? What's so topical about this weekend? Well, it's Ryder Cup weekend over in the US, so I'm coming up to the golf course here in the Licky Hills, and no surprising, it's called the Licky Hills Golf Course. And for me, having grown up literally just down the road, I've spent many a day here on my misspent youth. Not playing golf, I'll have you know. Yeah, I wasn't that sporty, but just doing what kids would do, you know, young teenage kids. I think now, if I was doing that, it'd be deemed illegal. Don't worry, it wasn't anything naughty, but you know how things changed to what you can and can't do. And I think even things like, I used to do a paper round in my youth, based on the age that I was when I was doing a paper round, that is now illegal. So yes, you have to be over a certain age to do those types of jobs. So don't worry, I wasn't doing any naughtiness around here. But there's a bit of background for you as I go through the gate here. But you want to know about the shoe, don't you? Yeah, because whilst as I'll be publishing a full initial thoughts review, I best not jump onto the course here. Here's the course. So there's some people here ready to tee off just there, and it goes down to, as it says here, please be aware of golfers. So see the sign here? Walkers, be aware of golfers, because this is on a walk that you can do around the whole of the Lickey Hills, but it's so lush and green and beautiful. So yes, this is my little topical theme with regards to the Ryder Cup, and there's lots of golfers here. Obviously being a Saturday, you would expect that. But yeah, the shoes, I'm not going to give much away now because I've done a whole video which will come out hopefully early hours Wednesday morning UK time. So for those of you on the other side of the world, you might get it early evening for you Wednesday, or was it Thursday? I can't remember the time difference, but anyway, you'll find it, and it's I can see why there's so much talk about it. These have been out for what, nearly 2 years now, is it, the Alphafly, when Eliud Kipchoge ran the sub 2, and it would have been before the lockdowns from what I recall. So yeah, it's got to be 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago now? Yeah, I think so. So they've been out for a while, and I can understand now, having ran in them, and I've done some easy run, and the video review is from my easy run. And this morning, because in that video I'll say how I got on with a sort of tempo or steady state run that I done this morning. Whilst it was only for half an hour, I did do a 15-minute warm-up and a 15-minute cool down, but half an hour steady state at around 4-minute kilometre pace, and they felt fantastic, absolutely fantastic. But I'll leave the review to go through where I slice and dice it and give some critiques, you know, the good, the bad and the not so good about them, because I do think that they have a place in the running world, and although people tend to use them for all types of distances, but I have my views on that. We all have views, don't we? So tomorrow will be the Pitchcroft. I'm back at Pitchcroft again, but it's the Worcester Athletics Club Pitchcroft 10k, where I have a 1 hour easy training run. So I'm just going to run that easy, and then whatever time's left I'll just run to make up the hour. So I'm not going to be racing at 10k. One thing I picked up from a top coach is you don't race a 10k a week before a marathon if you're looking to race a marathon. So again, it's about time to recovery. Again, some folks might think, oh, it's only a 10k, but our bodies go through a lot of stresses and strains, and with this week coming up, whilst it's not a taper week for me, it's not a hardcore, because I'm literally coming into, once I've done the London Marathon, then it'll be a 2-week taper towards Yorkshire Marathon. So I'll continue with these videos, and it will be I'll continue with, it'll be week 10 next week. I don't know if I'll publish a video of how this week's gone, because it'll be more about the expo and all that type of stuff, and then it'll be week 11, 12 of Yorkshire Marathon, because this is all continuing through. Makes sense? I hope it does. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I've loved every week of this, putting this together for you guys and doing it in my own sort of way, slightly different, not your traditional stuff, but hey, that's me. You know, I think the results aren't that traditional either. So yeah, it's been a very interesting, and it's great just seeing my running legs coming back after the 70.3 triathlon. That park run last Saturday was my season's best, whilst I've done 3. So for July, August and last week September, each month the 5k has been progressively getting quicker, so it's been improving month on month, which is great, and I know I can improve more still. So and I appreciate the feedback. Some of you guys have said maybe try some other locations, routes, and where I can maybe go a bit quicker, because the terrain at Worcester was, whilst most of it was tarmac asphalt like this, there were some crossing over the race course and going on the grass, and then those tight wood chips for the horses and so on. So yeah, it was, shall we say, varied terrain, whilst the bulk of it, as I say, was on that asphalt. There are some courses where it's more asphalt tarmac. So yeah, that's it, week 9. I feel ready, fresh. I've got this 1 week to go. I'll update you. As I say, I may post something literally for the expo, as I have a hotel I'm going down to in London. Speaking of which, I've decided to stay down there for 4 days. So I'm going to take a little bit of a mini break. And if there are any of you taking part in London Marathon, spectating, running or whatever, or down in London and want to meet up for a cup of tea, cake, pasta, pizza, whatever, let me know. Comments below, or find me on the socials, Poet with Pace, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and we'll see if we can meet up. It's great to put the names and the faces together. So look forward to seeing you all soon. And yes, London, baby. Yeah, baby, we're coming for you. Take care, guys. Thank you all so much for your time, energy, and all that lovely positivity. Thank you all. Take care. Bye, bye, bye. As an addendum, guys, how could I forget to tell you, for those observant of you would have spotted, the new haircut. Yes, and I've trimmed the beard. So I've got to look race ready, haven't I? Yeah. See you guys. Yeah, this is now the end. Feel free to leave comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Take care, guys. Bye, bye, bye.